Today's video, we're going to be breaking down a concept that I've been using for the last couple of years that will allow you to utilize your zone drops, reset them, but then go a step further to turn them back on. This allows you to essentially turn them on and off as many times as you want pre-snap on the fly. So let's go ahead. Make sure you guys are subscribed right here to the Zan Madden YouTube channel. And we're going to get into this trick that's going to take your defense up a notch. One of the common things a lot of players have known over the years is that zone drops, which you can set in your coaching adjustments menu, are something that you can reset when you take the field. Basically, the way they work is that if you have them set in your coach settings, any play that you call will have them active. So when you take a look here at this particular call, you're going to see that our curl flat is going to be set to 5. You're going to see that our cloud flat is going to attempt to drop back to a depth of 25 yards. I snap this football and you'll see that it's going to continue to drift back and back and back while the purple zone on the right was playing shallow. Now, there are some little tricks of the trade, and this video may not be dedicated solely to those. We discussed them a lot in passing in other videos. A lot of players understand that you need to back up your cloud flat to prevent them from shuffling super slow, but you can see that this player is dropping back further than a traditional cloud flat would. In fact, by the time this rep was ended, he was almost 20 yards away from the line of scrimmage. But if I were to go ahead and in this next rep back him up individually, you will see that he will actually play out his assignment a little bit better, getting the depth that we're seeking. So you can see right here, look at how he's dropping back and back and back, and he's definitely at 25 yards there on the left side of the field. However, it's not going to be in every down scenario where you want to have your zone drops active. In fact, a lot of times with your zone drops, your opponent may audible, they may motion somebody, and it may convince you that you want to turn off your zone drops. So I'm just going to do something here that's pretty arbitrary. And let's say that this motion in a game made me, as the defensive player, have a panic level. I don't want that blue set to 25 because they've got trips now to the left side. I got to have something a little bit better underneath. What you could do to turn your zone drops off is simply reset your play. To do this, you're going to hit X or square on PlayStation, and then you're going to tap the left trigger or L2 on PlayStation, and that is going to turn your zone drops off. Now, also keep in mind that sometimes if you have auto flip on in the background, this can kind of screw up your setup. So make sure that you guys have this off as well. You saw right there that flipped our cover 3 cloud. Again, different formations, different motions may elicit this response, but I'm going to show this to you once again. So you see right here, they are going to be on. If I reset my play, this is going to turn them off. In fact, you could actually see if we were to rewind that, if you take a look at the depth of the cloud flat on this play, it actually went from a deep play art pre-snap to a short. And I'll go ahead and illustrate that again for you here. Notice how that cloud flat, if you take a look at it, see how it has a line from the DB and it goes backwards versus when I turn the zone drops off. Look at how the cloud flat looks. There is no line going backwards from that player. So that kind of alerts you if you're ever getting confused as to what's going on, that your zone drops are now off. So in this particular instance, we're not going to be playing 5s and 25s. They're going to play their true rules based off of what you're playing. And you see right here that if I wanted to throw, you know, a whip route underneath of that, that cloud flat was playing its stock rules and it gave up an easy completion. So, you know, it's going to have a time and a place. You're sometimes going to want your zone drops on because you don't want your zones drifting. And sometimes you're going to want your zones to play their stock rules. It's just going to be a feel thing from game to game. But the point is, we want to have the ability to have zone drops, turn them off, and then also be in a position to turn them back on if the situation ever calls for it. Now, to do this, there are going to be 2 different ways you guys can accomplish this. The first way is going to be to simply audible into any other play that you want. So let's say for whatever reason here, I'm going to set some audibles in my offense. I've already got a cover 4 drop. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out in cover 3 cloud, and we are going to turn our zone drops off. So they're on. You see the line from our cloud flat dropping back. I reset the play. They are now off. The thing is with this, that if I want to turn them back on, I have to leave the play that I am in, which is cover 3 cloud. To do that, I'm going to simply audible into either cover 4 or Tampa 2. I'll audible into Tampa 2 here because it's got cloud flats on both sides, and you're going to see that when we take a look at those, what are actually soft squats in this particular instance, they have the lines back from them. This is telling you that those are set to the 25 or the 30-yard depth. So again, you're going to see that when we snap the ball, they are going to turn and run back to that depth and stop at that 25-yard depth. So they have turned back on. We came out of the huddle, they were on. We said, don't want them, reset the play, they're off. Then for whatever reason, there's something that occurs during the pre-snap process, a motion, an audible, whatever. Oh no, I want those back on. We get out of the play that we broke the huddle in. Now, the second way to fix this is actually going to be something that I recommend that you guys do. And before I show you this trick, because it is going to transform your defense, make sure that you guys are checking out gridirongameplans.gg, the best place to get better at Madden, breaking down the how and the why of everything in the game. Stuff you see online, stuff that you don't see online very often because it's off meta on our website. We carry the meta and the off meta, and we show you guys everything that you need to know to become better Madden players. Go check it out. $9.95 a month unlocks the entire website. Make sure you guys hop in our Discord and say hello and attend one of our lab sessions every week, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So let's go back to that example in which we were coming out in the cover 3 cloud. Keep in mind that in the backdrop, again, we have our 25 and our 5-yard settings for our flats and our curl flats. But let's maybe say that cover 3 cloud is your base defense. You want to run cover 3 cloud with zone drops on, have the ability to turn them off, but also have the ability to stay in cover 3 cloud and turn them back on. So check this out. We're actually going to throw cover 3 cloud into our audibles. And you can do this with whatever play you choose to break the huddle in. Let's say it's 4th down and you're in a situation where, you know, there's a chance that my opponent is going to audible down and run the ball. I want the ability to turn my deep zone drops off, but there may be a pass first player, so I want the ability to have them on as well. Whatever play you plan on breaking the huddle in, set it as an audible very, very quickly. So I'm going to put cover 3 cloud in the audibles. So check this out. We're going to call the play. We're going to break the huddle. You're going to see that our cloud flat has that line back from it, again, showing you that they are, in fact, on. I don't want those. It's 4th down and 1, whatever reason. I think they're going to throw short. We reset the play. We pull up our play art. That line is gone. This is signifying that our zone drops are off. Regular curl flats, regular cloud flats, regular hook zone behaviors. But then our opponent motions or resets their play or flips their play, and we're like, oh snap, I want this on again. All we have to do is not reset again. We actually need to re-audible. So I'm going to go down to cover 3 cloud and I'm going to select it. This is different than if you guys were to reset the play again, okay? This is audibling fresh into the play. And what do we know? When you audible into a new play, your zone drops turn back on. So when we take a look right here, you see the cloud flat with a line backing up from it. You're going to see the same behaviors. So when we go ahead here and actually snap this ball, if we were to take a look at the right side, you're going to see that he's going to turn and run to 25 yards and stop. And that's going to allow you to take away those corner routes, those, you know, whatever route that your opponent might be throwing to that area of the field. This also allows you, for what it's worth, let's again kind of simulate. We have zone drops on. I don't want them. I reset the play. They're now off. We then say, oh, you know what? Never mind. I want them back on again later in the play clock. You re-audible into cover 3 cloud. This also impacts any adjustments you're going to make to the play. So let's say I, for whatever reason, want this linebacker in a flat. Remember, this flat is set to 25. So if you watch Taylor here in this example, if I were to put Gronk on a post route or something, he's actually going to run underneath of the post route to the far left side of the field. You know, obviously right here, able to just barely make himself active in this play. And now he's taken away that throw. And you guys can effectively put those back on the field with zone drops working by simply audibling into the play that you broke the huddle in. So to kind of summarize this applies to any coverage call in the game, including man-to-man. I mean, if you wanted to run man with zone drops mixed in, feel free to do this. Just make sure that the play that you broke the huddle in is in your audible so you can audible fresh back into that for the purpose of having the ability to set your zone drops again. But I hope that this video helped you guys out. This is something that I've done for the last couple of years. It's transformed every defense I've been in, whether it's been in over G or this year I'm running a lot of 3-2 myself. I know it's meta. Make sure you guys check out my Dime 3-2 game plan on gridirongameplans.gg. It's helping so many players get stops. We take a very different approach. In fact, I'm just gonna be honest with you. A lot of the stuff that we put into that Dime 3-2 game plan is becoming very, very meta. There's some A-gap blitzes that players weren't running. I'm not talking about the right hash one for those that are curious. We got a couple of different blitzes that all of a sudden are very, very popular in the community. So make sure you guys go check that out. Combine some of this covered stuff you see right here on the channel with some of the stuff that's behind the paywall on the website. I promise you won't regret it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab in. Good luck.